Yo, hello everybody. It's your boy Dread here. You know me, Beard Gang, Dread Gang. You know what I mean? So, what this video right here is, I just seen a video of a white young lady, I say young lady, but she's pretty much a grown woman. You know what I mean? Talking about the states need to get rid of black people. So with that, she just had a lot of hatred. You know what I mean? With that being said, God put us all here, you know what I mean, as man. Man created hatred. So I don't blame that white girl or any racist motherfucker out there. I don't blame them, you know what I mean? It starts at home. Their parents and their parents taught them to hate something that they did not know anything about. So they basically taught ignorance after ignorance after ignorance. You know what I mean? Just because you don't know the black person that you always refer to as like eating chicken. For the record, I hate chicken. I don't eat fucking chicken, and I'm black. I'm black as a motherfucker. You know what I mean? But that stereotype, you know what I mean? It just falls into that category of ignorance. You know what I mean? So. With that being said, I love all people. You know what I mean? I judge a man by his personality. You know what I mean? Female as well. You know what I mean? So if you're white as a fucking envelope, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna discriminate against you or be prejudiced against you just because you're that fucking white. Like I'm not. There's no need to, because when I see that your personality shows that you are ignorant to the fact that there is a nigger, you know what I mean? Yeah, I won't fuck with you, you know what I mean? I might turn into a whole different guy, you know what I mean? So it might be like, what bitch, who the fuck you think you talking to, you know what I mean? But all in all, I accept everybody, you know what I mean? Everybody has a chance, you know what I mean? I accept everybody, like no matter if you're fucking Chinese, Hispanic, Asian, Hispanic, Caucasian, Turkish, whatever, German. I don't really care. African American, black. I do not care, because I judge a man by his character. You know what I mean? MLK. You know what I mean? That's what he. That's what he basically died for. You know what I mean? That's what he basically got murdered for. Excuse me, murdered. You know what I mean? So, as far as and you notice that, it will be a couple of black folks out there, a few black people out there that cannot stand white people. And that's the same thing, ignorance. They can't stand white people. You got some that they don't like their own kind too, but there's a couple of people out there, black people, few people, that can't stand white people. And that's the same thing as white people can't stand black people. It's ignorance. You know what I mean? So, there's no need in that much ignorance to the point in which you're hating your brother, you know what I mean, or your sister. There's no fucking point in it. You know what I mean? You're hating your white brother, you're hating your white sister, you're hating your Hispanic sister, your Hispanic aunt, or whatever the case may be. Because, like, believe it or not, we're all related some kind of way. You see what I'm saying? So this video right here was just me to sit here and put my point of view on it. Like, I'm not a hostile guy. I'm a friendly guy. You know what I mean? I'm a hostile in a hostile environment. You know what I mean? If I feel threatened, you know what I mean? If I feel that hostility is demanded, then I'm going to supply you with some hostility. You know what I mean? But, excuse me. This racist shit, man. Like, that shit is old. That shit is old, man. Get you some new shit, man. You know what I mean? Get you some new material, because there's no need in being a racist prick. You know what I mean? There's no need in being that ignorant, you know what I mean? Ignorant to the fact that your president is black, you know what I mean? Like, first ever black president. And then that falls, that's another category. It's like, he's been in office for these years, and it's like the majority of the House is, the Congress is Republican. And he really couldn't do anything without their signatures, if you will. You know what I mean? So anything that he wanted to, you know what I mean, place there, they could actually sign off on it, or they could actually ignore it. You know what I mean? So that's another category. So everybody talking shit about the president or whatever, yeah, he's black, but he's also well educated. You know what I mean? So this is a prime example. Now, whether you're going to look at the right side and say, okay, he's well educated. Fuck his skin. I don't give a fuck about his skin. He's well educated, excuse me. He presents himself with manners and, you know what I mean, and so forth. Or you can look at the left side. Oh, man, he's a black motherfucker. I don't like him. You know what I mean? Like, that's the difference. That's the difference between ignorance on the left and judging a man by his character and who he is. You know what I mean? He or she. You know what I mean? So, I mean, with that said, that's just a video, you know what I mean? Quick video of me putting that up. My point of view, like, I mean, as far as dating, I would date a white woman. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily see myself marrying a white woman, but I mean, who knows? Love has no color. You know what I mean? So, I mean, when it comes to racism, it starts at home. It starts at home. So my first encounter with the racist bullshit was I was looking at a restaurant, and I was back there doing the orders or whatever, and the fucking lobby was empty. He was the only guy in there, and it was like I asked the female what did the drive-through want. He was in the lobby, and it was like I was asking her, that guy order had to been dropped or some shit. No, it was on the grill. He had a burger. It was on the grill. So it was like his burger was coming up, but I had to drive through. You know what I mean? Had to drive through. I was asking her about like what they wanted. There was something dealing with the drive through, and he was like, "Shut up, monkey, and fix my food." And it slipped me at first. You know what I mean? Because I was the only one back there, and it was I had a white manager at that time, and I had 2 black females that was in the front, and I ducked down because you know it's like the little thing that you can duck down. I'm in the restaurant. I'm like, yo, what you say? You hear me? Fix my food, you monkey. I said, hold up. I went and took off my apron, man, and went outside. By this time he didn't even got his food. Like he was already out the door before I even got around the counter. Excuse me. And I was like, what you say? You know what I mean? He run into a car. He like, come on to my car. I'm going to shoot your black ass. You know what I mean? I'm like, what, nigga? Come on, yo. You know what I mean? Went up to his car, and then the coworker that I did have back there, he was stacking meat or whatever. He ended up coming out there. He was like, man, you good, bro? Like, his guy was ready to go in. You know what I mean? But it was a simple fact that thinking about it now, I really was about to punch this guy in his fucking face. You know what I mean? He ran to his truck, claiming he had a damn gun, he was gonna shoot me or whatever. I wasn't thinking at that time, you know what I mean? So he ended up backing up and still talking shit out the window. I'm like right there, and he sped the fuck off, went around the building, and we was on like a freeway, like a little highway, you know what I mean? So he couldn't leave exactly, so you know what I mean? He's still talking shit, and then he finally speeds off. And my white manager, mind you, she calmed down, my first name, calm down. You know what I mean? I'm like, what you mean calm down? He called me a fucking monkey, and that's what you telling me? To calm down? Like you didn't say anything to him. And she came outside while he was in the truck and gave him his food. You know what I mean? So that right there bothered me. I was like, yo, you sat there and you still, like, my point is, if I'm sitting here working for this company and a racial slur, even if it was a black man calling you a fucking cracker, I don't feel that person should be served at all. So you come in, you actually gave him his food, actually, after he ran out the fucking building, like, you know what I mean? That was my first encounter of a racist motherfucker. He was an old guy too. He had to be like 40, you know what I mean? So at that time, and I was like 18 if I'm not mistaken. So that right there, it rubbed me the wrong way, but it just opened up my eyes like, all right, everybody's not like you, Dread. You know what I mean? You got some ignorant motherfuckers out here, and you got motherfuckers that's similar, you know what I mean? Like you in personality. You don't care how they look or whatever. He just out of nowhere, you know what I mean? It wasn't like I was back there running my mouth with nobody. I was back there fucking working. So, you know what I mean? That's a case in point right there that the shit does exist, you know what I mean? And to all my young people that even watching my channel, you know what I mean? If you haven't encountered that yet, when you do, just keep a calm, level head, man, because it's not your fault. It's their fault. They're fucking retarded. They're ignorant, you know what I mean? So don't go too far, you know what I mean? So, I mean, but yeah. So all in all, synopsis, racism, that shit is getting old. It's getting real old. You know what I mean? Like racism, you might as well call it hatredism. You know what I mean? You hate somebody, like, you know what I mean? No, you don't call it hatred. Call it ignorantism. Well, you get the gist of what I'm saying, man. You fucking ignorant, like point blank period, man. Point blank period, man. So either you gonna judge a man by his character, or don't judge a man at all. You know what I mean? Point blank period, man. This is Dread. I'm out.